Good morning, students. Welcome back to Atmiya Green School. This is Afrin Sayed, your English teacher. Students, we are here with our chapter, The Ballad of Mullan. It is a very beautiful story which shows the courage and bravo of a young girl. A girl who just disguised herself in a man and went for the war. And eventually, she was able to win the battle. Okay. So let's play the battle and let's see the video. Along with the video, I'll go on explaining.
It is a Chinese folk song from northern dynasties. China, in which a young girl, Mullan, disguises herself as a man and leads the army to victory against the enemy. She, and again she. Mullan weaves facing the door.
Okay. Look, students, if you can see in the picture, there is a girl weaving a cloth, and the shake is the sound of the shuttle used for the weaving. She is sitting facing the door.
She, sound of the shuttle used for weaving. You don't hear the shuttle's sound. You only hear daughter's sighs.
What does she say?
The shuttle used for weaving. You don't hear the shuttle's sound. You only hear daughter's sighs.
So what happened? You don't hear the shuttle's sound. You only hear daughter's sigh. That means that she was so sad. She was so sad that the shake sound of the shuttle also went on. We can only hear the daughter's sigh. Sigh is sadness.
They ask daughter who's in her heart. They ask daughter who's on her mind.
So what does they say? Because she was crying, so they ask who is in her heart. They ask daughter who is on her mind. So everyone was thinking, that the daughter is in love, and she is thinking of someone. There is someone, a person, a guy in her heart and on her mind. But that was not the reason she was crying.
Mullan is a young girl spinning and weaving as girls in her village do. But today, her sighs are louder than the sound of the shuttle. Everyone thinks that she is in love. No one is on daughter's heart.
Look, I told you, because while weaving the shuttle, the sound of crying daughter was so louder that the sound of that shuttle was a bit silent. Okay, so as she was crying, everyone was thinking that she was in love, and there is someone in her heart and mind.
But no one is on daughter's mind. Last night, I saw the draft posters. The Khan is calling many troops.
Okay, now this is the reason that no one is in her heart, no one is in her mind. Last night I saw the draft posters. The Khan is calling many troops. So in the previous night she saw the few posters on her way which says that the Khan is calling some troops.
The previous evening, Mullan had seen a list of soldiers who were to fight for the ruler, the Khan.
Okay, who's the Khan? The Khan is the ruler, and he needs soldiers who can fight.
The army list is in 12 scrolls. On every scroll, there's father's name. Father has no grown-up son. Mullan has no elder brother.
And on every list there was name of her father, and the father has no grown up son, and Mullan has no elder brother. So there was no other guy. Mullan was only child, and that too Mullan was a girl. So there was no grown up son and no elder brother. There was no grown up son for a father and no elder brother for Mullan.
I want to buy a saddle and horse and serve in the army in father's place.
So what does she says? She says that I want to buy a saddle. Saddle you can see in the picture, which is which is on the left hand side of the horse. Okay, the saddle and horse, and serve in the army in father's place. So she want to serve in the army in place of her father.
She is sad as she does not have an elder brother and also knows that her father is too old and frail to survive the war. So she decides to disguise herself as a man to go in his place.
Look how understanding and how good and a respectful woman she is. She is so responsible daughter. Like she is sad because she don't have any brother who can go in place of his of her father, because of her father is very old and frail, and she knows very well that her father will not able to survive in the war as he is very old. So she thought of just disguising herself into a man and go in go in place of her father.
In the East Market, she buys a spirited horse. In the West Market, she buys a saddle.
So what happened? In the East Market she buys a spirited horse, and in the West Market she buys a saddle. You can see the horse and saddle. So from the East she got spirited horse, and from the West she got a saddle.
In the South Market, she buys a bridle. In the North Market, she buys a long whip.
Now you can see that from the South Market she buys a bridle, and from the North Market she buys a long whip. So she got the whip and bridle, both the things. Okay, bridle is a buckle kind of thing, which is being where saddle is tied with horse, and long whip is basically you can see in the picture. I cannot remember the Hindi name for whip.
Mullan goes to different markets so that nobody notices what she is up to, and buys a
You might have seen that she went to east, she went to west, she went to north and then south. Then why was she wandering in all the four directions? Why didn't she buy all the things from the same market? This was the question. But she went to the different markets so that nobody knows what she is up to. Nobody can know what's her plan.
horse, saddle, bridle, and whip separately. At dawn, she takes leave of father and mother.
You can see the proud parents just saying goodbye to their daughter. At dawn, she takes leave of father and mother. So at dawn means early morning. So during the morning, she took a leave from her father and mother.
Yellow River's bank. She doesn't hear dawn. She takes leave of father and mother. In the evening, camps on the Yellow River's bank. She doesn't hear the sound of father and mother calling. She only hears the Yellow River's flowing water cry, Jian, Jian.
So what happened? In evening when she reached there, She cannot hear the sound of her mother and father calling her. So she was basically missing her parents. She was just longing for them. Okay, and the only thing which she could hear was the sound of the yellow river flowing. She could only hear the yellow river flowing.
She has come too far, where she no longer hears her parents calling, but the sound of flowing water of Yellow River. At dawn, she takes leave of the Yellow River. In the evening, the sound of flowing water of Yellow River. At dawn,
so in the morning she took the leave of the Yellow River too. You can see how she is leading the army.
She takes leave of the Yellow River. In the evening, she arrives at Black Mountain.
So by the evening, so they were near the Yellow River in the morning, and by the evening they were at Black Mountains.
She doesn't hear the sound of father and mother calling. She only hears Mount Yen's nomad horses cry, "Zhu, zhu."
So over here also she cannot hear her parents calling her name. The only thing she could hear near the Black Mountains were Mount Yen's nomad horses crying shoo, shoo, shoo.
She no longer hears her parents calling, but nomad, roaming horses of the enemy from the Yen mountain. She is fearless in these wild areas.
So what happened? That nomad are basically roaming horses of the enemy from the Yen mountain. But she is so fearless in these wild areas that she don't care about anything.
She goes 10,000 miles on the business of war. She crosses passes and mountains like flying. Neither.
Yes, what she used to do, she crosses and passes the mountain like flying. Neither could nor rough mountains could stop her horse, which she ride as though she is flying. The word flying is being used. That does not mean that she got the wings and she was flying, but the only thing which it means is that she was so fearless and she was so strong that she cannot worry about anything, and the only thing she could do was just be on the war, fearlessly doing her work.
Cold nor rough mountains could stop her horse, which she rides as though she is flying. Northern gusts carry the rattle of army pots. Chilly light shines on iron armor.
You can see the picture that how those armors were making noise and how lights were shining. It was a very cruel war.
Mullan fights in different places in difficult conditions. Generals die in 100 battles. Stout soldiers return after 10 years. Most of the generals die, but she survives like a strong soldier and returns victorious after 10 years of fighting.
So now finally, after fighting for 10 years, they were back. And many soldiers die, many generals die, but she survived. She managed to survive like a strong warrior.
दोस्तों आज की इस वीडियो में हम लोग ऐसे 5
He sees the Son of Heaven. The Son of Heaven sits in the splendid hall.
Okay. So when she returned, she met with the Son of Heaven. Son of Heaven sits in the splendid hall.
He gives out promotions in 12 ranks and prizes of 100,000 and more.
So what did he did? He gave the promotion and he rewarded the soldiers. The Khan asked her what she desires.
Khan asks her what she desires. The king, son of heaven, honors her in the royal court, splendid hall, and asks her to state her desire. Mullan has no use for a minister's post. I wish to ride a swift mount to take me back to my home.
So, now what happened? Mulan has no use of minister's post. Okay, she don't require that post. She just wish to ride a mount, swift of mount, and she want to go back to home. Okay, because she does not desire to become minister at the court. She only asks for a horse to return home as she can be, because she was missing her parents.
Mulan does not desire to be a minister at the court. She only asked for a horse to return home as soon as she can be. When father and mother hear daughter is coming, they go outside as soon as she can be. When father
Students, you can see how happy her parents are. Of course, on the return of the child, of course, on the return of the strong warrior daughter, the father and mother both were very happy. They were so happy to see her that when they heard that their daughter is coming, they just came outside and waited for
and
her.
mother hear daughter is coming, they go outside the wall to meet her,
Leaning on each other. Look, they were a good support to each other. They were leaning towards each other. So, when father and mother hear that daughter is coming, they came outside and they walked to meet her, leaning on each other. Now, the news of Mulan's return, her parents helped each other, though they were very old and frail, but they were so excited and happy to see her that they came out just to see her.
News of Mulan's return reaches home. Her parents, helping each other, walk down to welcome her, although they are quite old and frail now. When elder sister hears younger sister is coming, she fixes her rouge facing the door.
So, when the elder sister, we come to know over here that Mulan have a elder sister. Hears that her younger sister is coming, she fixes her robe in facing the door. Her elder sister puts on her makeup.
Her elder sister puts on her makeup. When little brother hears elder sister is coming, he whets the knife quick for pig and sheep.
So, we also come to know over here that Mulan don't have an elder brother, but she have a little brother. So when he heard that her elder sister is coming, he whets the knife quick for the pig and sheep. Whets is sharpening up of the knife. So he was sharpening up the knife so that he can whip the pig and sheep.
Younger brother whets, sharpens the knife to kill a pig and a sheep for preparing a feast in her honor. I open the door to my east chamber. I sit on my couch in the west room. I take off my wartime gown and put on my old-time clothes.
So now Mulan was like a normal girl. She just kept all her earrings in different corners, and now she was in her old clothes.
Facing the window, she fixes her cloud-like hair.
Yes, look, you can see how she is making a bun.
And put on my old-time clothes. Facing the window, She fixes her cloud-like hair.
So, facing the window, she was fixing her cloud like hair.
Hanging up a mirror, she dabs on yellow flower powder. She goes out the door and sees her comrades. Later, she puts on her old-time girl's clothes, applies powder, and combs her hair, and comes out as a girl. Her comrades are all amazed and perplexed.
So, comrades are basically the friends or the people who work together. So, when they saw Milan just dressed up like a girl, they were so amazed, perplexed, and they were surprised to see a girl because they thought that there was a strong boy who is just part of the war and who is helping them to win the war. But this war was not won by a boy, but it was a girl, a very strong girl.
Traveling together for 12 years, they didn't know Mulan was a girl.
Look, students, how is it possible that it was that long time of the 12 years and all her comrades never knew that Mulan was a girl because she behaved like a boy, because she behaved like a strong boy, and she was with lot of courage that she could face anything coming in her way.
The soldiers who had fought along her side are amazed that their brave comrade is actually a girl. The he-hare's feet go hop and skip. The she-hare's eyes are muddled and fuddled. Two hares running side by side close to the ground. How can they tell if I am he or she?
Look, what a beautiful example they give. You can see in the picture, I'll show again. Look, here is he hare and here is she hare. Now, while they were running side by side close to the ground, can you identify that who is he and who is she? That is what they are telling, that in the war when they are together, when they are running side by side, can you recognize that who is he and who is she?
Running side by side close to the ground. How can they tell if I am he or she? Mulan says when in danger, both male and the female rabbits run with the same pace, making difficult to find the difference. Same is the case with humans.
Look, students, you can see the differentiation, you can see the comparison of two of the example. You can see that how she compared humans with the rabbits. She says that how this female rabbit and male rabbit, while they were in the trouble and when they were trying to save their lives, they were running and they were running with the same pace. It was so difficult to identify that who was he and who was she. Just like that, in the war, when they were in the trouble and they were fighting the battle, it was very difficult to identify that who is he and who is she.
Mulan's glory spread through the land as she was one who loved her family and served her country, asking for nothing in return.
Yes, she was praised, she was glorified by the people because she was the woman who asked for nothing. She didn't took the reward given by the minister, the Khan. She didn't give up because she was a girl. She has loved her family so much. She has served her country and asked for nothing.
The poem makes a strong statement about gender equality.
Yes. What did we learn, students? We learned that this poem is telling us a moral. It is showing us a strong statement about the gender equality. It is just the act of courage. It is just an act of bravo. It is something which requires a lot of courage. It's something which requires the love for her family. It is it is a story, it is a ballad which shows that how a girl not giving up because of her gender, not giving up on her family, not giving up her courage to fight for the country, and how well she is showing and she is serving the country, and how responsible she is towards her family. It shows her responsibility towards her family. Okay, now we have army pots, that is okay, so this glossary is of no use towards us. G. G. It is basically a pronunciation. Like army pots are sentry gong, draft posters are enrollment list, muddled and fuddled are blurred and misty, shake is pronounced as Z, Shane is pronounced as Diane, and shoe is pronounced as Jew. Okay, so I hope you understood the ballad well, and it was very much easy, and I hope you enjoyed the class, students. Okay, thank you so much, students. Have a very great day. Stay safe and happy.